So today's topic is going to be rooted in community.
We're going to be going over confidence, connection, and the power of being in women-led spaces.
I'm Sierra. I am the city lead of the Beauty Boost Louisville.
I am Leslie, and I am the founder of EmpowerHER Connect. If you've ever walked into a room full of women and thought, I don't belong here, this episode is for you.
We're both building spaces where women can stop surviving and start thriving.
I struggle still to this day where I am nervous. I'm so nervous when I'm walking into a room full of new people.
Yeah.
Especially women who I look up to. You know, I'm like, wow, they're really crushing it. Like, do they want to talk to me? Like, I'm not important. I'm not important. Like,
don't say that.
yeah,
Yes, you are. Yes,
you know, like, but you get it. Like,
Yeah.
where you're like, it's scary.
It's a little bit of that
scary to be
imposter-
uncomfortable.
that imposter syndrome.
And like your imposter syndrome. And you know, so I've definitely learned that. For example, I went to a networking event. I think it was, like 4 years ago.
Mhm.
Like I went to my first networking event, and it was just like, at the time for me, it was just horrible. Like, for one, I didn't know how to network. You know, like there's a way to network effectively. Like that's key. Like,
Yes.
learn to network.
So you are the city lead of the Beauty Boost Louisville.
Yes.
So what made you get into that? What was your defining moment where you said, yes, this is for me?
I love that question. So, funny story. About 3 years ago, I inquired about taking on a role with the Beauty Boost. They were looking for somebody to take over at the time. It just didn't line up time wise. And so, back at the beginning of this year, I believe in the end of March or end of April, they started posting that they were looking for somebody else to take over and run the city. And I was like, oh, this has popped up again. Maybe I should reach back out and see if this is a good time now. And I actually waited a while, and then I seen it pop up again. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to reach out. And so I reached out to the founder. Her name is Rachel. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but we talked 3 years ago about this. But I am very interested and really aligned with y'all's mission. And she was like, of course. So we did a couple of interviews, and they were like, you seem like the perfect fit. And so I got started. So the Beauty Boost is an organization for women where we host events to help empower women, make them feel healthy and beautiful. And so we put together experiences and events for them. This can be retreats, social wellness workshops, fitness events. And so I've always loved empowering women, right? I love to be a girl's girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a no-brainer for me. I also really love putting parties and events together. I'm just that type of creative. And so I took the role, and it's been amazing ever since. I got started in the middle of May.
Well, no, I love that because sometimes as women, we see opportunities and then we are just put it off. I'm a big procrastinator by nature, and it's almost like imposter syndrome. There's someone else out there that can do this role or do things better, and then just know the universe is like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
So then when you get into that space and start and get in there, then you realize, hey, no, I'm made for this.
So you are the founder of EmpowerHER Connect. I'd love to
Yes.
hear about how you got started.
So it's kind of crazy. Same way with the going back to the imposter syndrome. I actually come from the corporate world. So when I stepped into being an entrepreneur, I got my real estate license in October, November of 2024. And I was just like, what? What did I step into? What is this? Where people aren't calling me to sell their house or buy a house? Where do I find these people? How do I market? How just all these different things when it comes to everything that goes into being an entrepreneur. And I made a post on Facebook, and my intention was to put together a vendor market. And just like, okay, I'm very big, like, are into women empowerment. Like, but you understand, like, women, it's a lot. Like, not just business owners or we, like, big companies that have kids, and we have obligations at home, and then we, like, getting judged for everything we do if we work too much or if we're at home too much with the kids. Like, just a lot. Yeah. So, and then too, like, narrative now is women, like, with each other, like,
Not
it's
inviting and
yeah,
feel like you're being judged, right? Like building spaces where women are accepting and they want to work together and they are girls is like important.
Yeah.
I feel like we have, as like collective, shifted a lot over time. 4 years ago, I feel like it was a lot more cattiness, but now I feel like more women are like we
waking up.
Yeah, like, want to build this together because like we don't band together, like we're gonna do it. Like, not to discredit men, but a lot of those societal standards because we don't function like men.
Yeah. Done a lot of like into it too lately now that I'm older, and it's very like to the T, like of years back, like had tribes, and there's a reason that women they
need each other.
We do, and we've gotten so far and disconnected from that where it's a lot of like energy pushed on women, and so you get into that mindset and then you forget, it's almost like we all need that reminder because as life gets busy and we're living day to day and all the struggles in life.
I also feel like we are definitely stronger when we work together. Like that community, right? The collaboration over the competition, right? We're able to share resources and brainstorm together and give feedback. And you always talk about, you mentioned you're a mom, right? Like a mom as well. And so like talk about like village, but really talk about our village in the sense of having kids, like that support. Also need a village, just like general, like day to day in business, like need that village. So like able to build, like I said, these spaces where we can come together, collaborate, be each other's, lean on your shoulder, like talk and brainstorm and work these things out. We're a lot stronger together than we are apart.
I totally got off topic what I was talking about, but it just worked. It just aligned that way. My original idea was to create a vendor market because I understood, especially when you have business, you don't have a business if you don't have clients, no matter what you do.
Right.
So across all industries, we all need marketing. We all need to get out there. We need to talk to people and let people know about your brand and share your brand. So I had made a post, would be interested in doing a vendor market, and it would just like up. And so I was like, okay, I'm a very like person. So I kind of all those people to a Facebook group, just like they're all the people that want to be involved, that like are thinking like me, that want to like their business and market and do all the things. So I moved them to a group, and then I just like the ideas just started clicking and coming into my head. And I'm like, no, I need to do more with this. Cause like, it was just like that moment where I was like, this is what I need. And I know if like I need this and I feel this way, like I feel like lonely, I feel tired, I feel like, what am I even doing? Like, did I step into? Like, just know I didn't want to go back to what I did before. So I have to make this work, any means. So then I started getting, about, okay, let's all get together. So we planned the first meet and greet, and it was just amazing. Like, it was just like best friends.
Oh, I love that.
I know. It was like the energy was just so great, and just all connected and talked, and it was all like business owners. And so after that, I had a great turnout. And after that, I was like, let's want to continue this. Like, needed this night. Everyone needed this night. Like, I want to continue this. So then I started, into more of what I guess I need, because again, if I need it, I'm sure others do too. So yeah, then you do networking events, and in hopes with the networking events is maybe you find a mentor you needed. Maybe you find a collaboration that you can partner with another business. There's two women in the room that sell things on Etsy, and one makes 20,000 a month and the other makes 5, and they talk, and now you're making 10,000.
Yeah.
It takes one little tip and one little conversation to really change the direction of your business, and then yourself too, because it all starts with yourself. So just being in a room where everyone, you just feel like welcome and safe and invited, and you leave just feeling like better.
Right.
Yeah, the whole deal.
Fulfilled. You feel you're not alone, right?
Mhm.
You get to hear stories of other people's journeys and like I relate to that.
Yeah.
I can connect with that. So yes, I think that all of that is very powerful.
Yeah. The mission with Empower Her is basically building a community that I wanted to share with others and help others too. That was a big role in building others up and having that, like, where you just celebrated each other. Everyone needs that. So yeah, we do networking events for business education to help anything. We go over any topics. We do a lot of panels, bringing in other business owners who have been in business for years, or maybe people that just want to start a business and they don't know where to start and they just want some answers, all industries. And so that's kind of primary focus, is just helping kind of that business accelerator.
I love the story of how we met. I think it really speaks to the power of community and connection. So if you want to kind of share your side of how we got connected.
No, it definitely does. I mean, we're doing a podcast together right now, so it's definitely been awesome. One thing I love is, when you connect with people, it's just like a domino effect, and it just keeps going down. They're like, hey, there's this person, there's this person, there's this person, and then you just know, like, all what you need to know and have in your circle. So yeah, so I know I'd reached out to the Beauty Boost because I saw what you guys do, like, with empowering women and through health and beauty, and just creating those spaces where you can't just go out and meet new friends. Like, it's not like in a movie where you go to the grocery store and now you're like walk out with the best friend that you meet like shopping produce.
Yeah.
It's not like that. So you really have to create these spaces for women to feel okay, like, let me just show up one time. Like, let me just step in and see what it's about. I never have to go back if I don't, if I hate it, but let me just try it. I really liked that aspect of it, and I thought, this aligns a lot with what I do, like just empowering women. Like, I know we do through business, and you guys do just through like building that like community and friendship, and like, of course, like being health, like health is your wealth, so that's huge.
Yeah.
I know I'd reached out to the Beauty Boost, and then we got connected, right? Like, how can we come together and collaborate,
Yeah.
and really bounce off of each other, being in the same space and with the same mission and purpose. And it's been great. I mean, it's been really great. I think people really don't see they don't really see the power in collaborating.
Yeah.
Like, because I could have easily looked at the Beauty Boost and been like, that's my competition.
Yeah.
Like, no, like nobody liked their stuff or like all their stuff. And I'm so glad, like, I didn't, like, because at the end of the day, like, it's been great. We've had, women who I've met women at your events, and you've met women at my events, and they've gone to our events, and, we collaborate and talk about, like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, we do events, like, we need venues, we need people, like,
Yeah.
so it's really great to be able to have you to talk to about these things and bounce off, and just have someone that, like, shares that same space.
I think it was obviously like the universe brought us together. Like it was supposed to happen that way because when you had reached out, I had just taken over as the city lead, right?
Yeah.
And so I was very new to this space, and it was just nice to have you, come in and be like, hey, like, how can we work together? I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Like, this opens up so many doors. Like, we can share each other's events, that happen. We can, cross promote things like that. And then it turned into you came to my relaunch event, right? And then I introduced you to my friend Alyssa.
Yeah.
And got you connected with her.
Yeah.
And then Alyssa's connected you with people. You connected her with people, right? And then vice versa. Like, I came to one of your events, I connected with somebody there. She came to another one of my events. And we've just been able to just really, feed each other's business. And like you said, we could have easily been like, oh no, she's competition.
Yeah.
Even though, like, obviously our missions are, very similar, right? We want to get women together, help empower them, connect, community, but yours is a little bit more business focused and mine's a little bit more like social type focus.
Yeah.
It's just been really good to have somebody that's in a similar position, that we are very like-minded. We're able to just like bounce ideas off of each other, be able to vent about certain things, because being an entrepreneur, a business owner is not for the faint of heart, and things happen, and we need to have that safe space to have, that outlet to chat with, our friends that are probably going through similar things, right? Like, just being able to have that type of friendship is definitely beneficial for, both ends.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned to, like, someone to vent to and like-minded, because that's another another thing I was searching for too was like-minded individuals. Like everyone is just so different, like based on how we think, like our daily activities, like what we do, our struggles, like it's so different. And that's one thing where I didn't have as, before is I've had friends since, middle school and high school, and I love them, but we're on like they're going right, I'm going left, so we
Yes.
don't understand each other on that level, if that makes sense. Where I can call them and I need to vent, like, hey, like I have not made any money in 3 months and I just got a new client, and they're like, oh, like,
Yeah,
and
they
I'm
just
like,
don't.
what do you mean? Like, let's celebrate. Like, it's a celebration. And, or just like, oh my gosh, like I'm struggling with this. And, their advice is, why don't you just go get a 9 to 5? My job's hiring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that is,
That's
it's just
right.
not, it's not the conversation that you need. Like, that's not what you need at the time.
Yeah.
So to really have those women or just people in general in your corner that get it, that go through the same things, and maybe they've been through that challenge before, and they're like, hey, this is what I did and it worked well, or it didn't. Do something else or do this.
Yeah.
Just to have that, like where you can pick up the phone and have the other person on the line that, or just have a meeting, or, whatever, that you can talk to about those things is huge.
I love that we talk about, we're like-minded, but also obviously we're our own people, right? Like you're your own person, I'm my own person, and we also have experienced different things, life, business, whatever. And so you said something a while ago about like, hey, I'm going through this, like, can you give me some advice? Like, you've went through this before, even like in instances where like maybe I haven't gone through it, but I have like different perspectives of things that I can bring fresh ideas to you and be like, well, have you looked at it from this angle? And that really kind of like opens up your mind, and you're like, wow, no, I never thought of it like that. Like, that's a really great point, type of thing. And I've had those conversations with people that I've met through networking. I love when you were talking about, like I have my friends from high school, or I have my friends, my other friends that aren't, in business right now. I like to think of like having friendships, not like clicky, right? But like having specific friends for different areas of your life.
Exactly.
Right? Like I have my friends that are like more business minded. I have my friends that are more party minded, or I have my mom friends, right? And so you can just, whatever you're going through in that period of time, you're able to go to that person and lean on them, and vice versa. And I think that's really powerful, because that's like the village that we were, talking about in the beginning. Like you're able to build that in different areas of your life, and super helpful, super helpful.
Yeah. I'd say you are the 5 most people you spend the most time, or the 5, you are the
sum of the 5.
Yes, that you spend the most time with. You are the
say it again. Here, cut, action.
You are You are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So, like, it is that important who you surround yourself with.
Oh, yeah.
And the things that you do daily and listen to and watch. Like, when I was younger, like it was so different. Like now I'm like, I don't want to hear anything with like negativity. Like I don't turn on the news anymore.
No.
I don't listen to customer music. Like I listen to podcasts. Like in the morning, I'm like, okay, like I need to listen to something to like amp me up for the day.
Yeah.
And like just put positive things like in your brain. Like I started doing vision boards. That's nice. Just like different things like that. So just having that aura around you, and then like putting yourself in that room where there's other people and women who you wouldn't go in there and be like, I don't want to be like any of these people. Like, why am I here? Like, no, like,
right. You want to put yourself in an environment of people who are either in your same spot or better, right? Because you want to be able to learn from them, gain the knowledge that they have, so that you can elevate.
Yeah.
And so definitely your environment and the people that you surround yourself with 100% matter.
Yeah.
And like you said, like we are building safe spaces to be able to do that and be just that beacon.
I didn't know how to network. I didn't know what I was stepping into. It was like my first event, and it was just very not, it was awkward. It was not fun for me, and I never went back to one. And then now, I host networking events, but I think it's key to know how.
Yes.
You have to go in with an open mind and intentional like conversations, ask the right questions.
Yes.
Like, don't be scared to be vulnerable. Like, there's power in vulnerability, especially with women. We always want to put on this like mask and like Superman cape where it's like people like someone said to me like, "Oh my gosh, you're always so put together," and I was like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?"
No, I'm not. If you
like, it's my mask, it's my Superman cape, it's my mask, and like, when you go into spaces like what we create and what we build, like just let it out, like get rid of the mask. Like,
and there's power in vulnerability, right? Like it makes you more relatable, and it helps the next woman who's experiencing that or haven't experienced it yet, but they remember your story. But I want to go back to where you talked about with being intentional, knowing how to network, because that, I think, working on that builds confidence for women, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, we talked about at the beginning of this, like if you feel like, you walk in a room and you're like, oh no, this is not for me, like you have to keep that open mind. You have to have intention. So like, what do I want to get out of this by the time I leave? Like, what am I going in here for? Is that numbers, names? Is that referrals? Is that marketing? Is that showing your face, like building your brand, like letting people know, like this is who you are and what you do. And so you have to kind of zoom in and be like, okay, this is what I'm going in for. And then you kind of have to like give yourself a little pep talk, because I know you said like you get nervous. I've definitely grown over the years, but I used to walk into a networking event and like literally sit in the back corner and not talk to anybody. And
Same.
And then leave and be like, well,
that was my experience.
I learned some things. It was nice to hear their stories, but like never talk to anybody. And like, what's the point? Like, you didn't. That's not what Like, okay, cool, you got a little bit out of it, but you know that you didn't get the things that you needed out of showing up to this event. And so podcasts are definitely a great resource. Chat GPT is my best friend.
Yeah, same. Me and chat are like,
yes. And pushing through the nerves is like where you're able to grow and get that confidence. Working on your elevator pitch is also a really powerful thing, right? And it doesn't have to be anything extensive. It literally needs to be like 30 seconds or less. But just knowing like what you're going to say to somebody when they walk up to you and say, hey, my name's so-and-so, what do you do? You're not going to stumble over your words because you know exactly, because you practice it, you came prepared, you know what to say, and then you're reaching those goals of what you came in there to do.
Yeah. It's flight simulation. That's what they call it. Like pilots have to literally do that, and it's like you prepare, and that makes you more confident in exchange.
I mean, that's prepared. Literally the only way to get confidence is to do it and to try and to practice and get better and better. And then once you feel, that you know it, you're going to show up more confident.
Yeah. It was funny. I did a workshop. I taught a class on confidence building. And when they had asked me to do that, I mean, like, like it all kicked in. Like, what? Like, what am I? No, like, I'm not confident. No. And so it really made me like deep dive into my journey, because when I was in school, I was the shy kid. And now, like, just going through adulthood and stepping into my career, and like when I first started sales, I was like, why am I doing this? I don't like, like, it's not that I don't like talking to people. I don't know how to talk to people, and I'm scared to ask for a sale. And it wasn't just like, oh, one night it shifted and now I'm this confident person. It's like it's just those little things that you do. Like,
small actions compound, which, talking about that little quote came to my mind, but this graphic that I'm thinking about, where it talks about, so it's like a circle, it's a few circles, and it shows in the very middle is your comfort zone, right? And then on the outside of that, it's literally like one step outside of that, that's your growth zone. right? So if you think about it in that concept, like you really only have to make that very small decision, and then it's going to compound to you growing and being 1% better every day, which equals up to be 365% better for the year, right?
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot can change in like a week, even a week, you know?
Yeah.
Just doing those things that make you uncomfortable will put you into that position. You wake up a year later, 2 years later, and you're like, wait a second. Because you don't realize as you're changing, you don't realize that your confidence is building or your confidence is growing. It just happens. And you're this new person, you know, or this more confident person, and you have this shift, and then maybe you don't notice it, but then you look back. You know, I do a lot of reflecting. I think that's huge. Like, I did a panel a month ago, and one of our panelists, she said something that I loved. She said she made herself a highlight reel in her phone, like a sport. You know, like sports will do like highlights of like the players, like best moments in the season, and she did that for herself, like on her phone. So she has a highlight reel that she can go back when she's feeling like down, or just, you know, or just to look back and reflect of all the highlights that happened over the year. And I was like, that's a good idea, because when you look back at your highlight reel, you forget about all the great things that happened and all the things that you overcame. And then like maybe you look at something and, you know, you remember that emotional feeling at the time of, oh, I didn't feel the way I feel now then. Like, this is crazy. So you don't realize it. Yeah.
One of the events that you hosted, where you had a segment session of we could sign up to speak and like share a story. And that was super awesome. I don't think I've ever been to an event like that, so like do that again. It was fun. But I know a year ago I would have not signed up to speak. Like I would have not been on that stage. And obviously I was nervous. Like I probably was sweating and like shaking a little bit and my heart rate, you know, went up, but I did it. And I'm so glad that I did. My friend ended up recording me doing it, and like I have that highlight to like look back on.
When you say that, you got up, just so I can put it into context, like got up on a stage with a microphone in front of
with
what,
a
like
microphone.
30 women, and
It felt like 100, but
shared your story. I know, right? And shared your story, and I love that helped, because it still, you know, to me, like that's same where I get really nervous speaking and doing events. But that reminded me of one of the women that attended. She came in and I had the sign up sheet, and she was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And then like once she just sat there and watched like woman after woman after woman get up and talk and share their story, like, you know, she came and like tapped on my shoulder and she's like, can I share my story? And I'm like, absolutely, like go up there, girl. And
I remember that.
Yeah. And I know she was like so glad she did it. So more women, like once they saw like, okay, like I can do this, and they saw other women doing it, they just felt more confident and like safe and willing to step up there. So I'm glad.
I feel like it gives like permission. Like you don't have to be perfect. Like, you know, I'm not saying like anybody like messed up or anything, because if they did, I didn't notice. But like, no one was perfect. No one was completely scripted. Like, no one was really prepared. I didn't even realize that you had that as a thing until like I was literally on my way there, and I was like reading over your flyer, and I was like, oh really? I was like, I'm gonna do this. And so when I got there, I made sure to sign up. But like, it's inspiring, you know, like to be able to see like people just like you who have common goals and interests and doing something that's outside of their comfort zone. And then you're like, okay, like she can do it, I can do it too. So like, let me put myself out there and make it happen.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Just to speak on like your event too, the the one that I attended, I think it was a hip hop dance class. Like so uncomfortable for me, because if I don't have a few drinks in me, I don't dance. Okay, so this is like a Saturday morning. Yes, like early Saturday morning. So of course I'm not gonna like drink, you know, in the morning. I mean, you never know. No shame in people who do. Yeah, mimosas. Oh, actually, yeah, those are good. But yeah, I was so nervous to come. Like I put on like my little workout gear. So I'm like, I think that's what we should wear if we're like hip hop dancing. And I'll never forget. Like, I was like, you know what? Like, everyone else is doing it, so I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it. And like, we were all just like looking at each other, like we know that we're uncomfortable right now, but we're gonna just do it.
Yeah.
And it ended up being a lot of fun, and I met a lot of great people there. So it was good for me too, because that is totally out of my comfort zone. Like you're in this yard of women. A very nice like yard,
Yeah, yeah.
but you're in this like yard of women and dancing, in the middle of the day, and I've never done that before. Yeah. So that was a definitely a step out of my comfort zone, but a good one, like, because anything you do out of your comfort zone is gonna help build your confidence. So no matter what it is, even like sometimes for me it's going to the grocery store. I mean, seriously,
The grocery store. No, I get it.
yeah. Like, just okay. I'm gonna get up and then I'm gonna like walk in with all these people and like go grocery shopping.
Like pushing yourself to do things that you don't really want to do. Like,
yeah,
that is where the growth is.
yeah. You could give advice to coming from the city lead of the Beauty Boost. What would that advice to women be?
That's good. I think it would be stop waiting for the right time, right? Like, stop waiting, stop procrastinating, because the women that you are supposed to connect with are already like in that space waiting for you to show up.
That's good.
I would love to hear any advice that you have for women that maybe you're like struggling or like on the fence or just like need some guidance.
The biggest shift in my business was surrounding myself with women who challenged me to dream bigger. Wrapping up here, how do women get involved in your community?
That's a great question. So there's a few different ways actually to get involved with us. If you have a business and you want to feature your business, get that business in front of more women, more exposure, things like that, we do have partnership opportunities available. And then the other way is just join us at one of our events, which we do have a really great lineup for this fall. I'm really excited for it. We've got a lot of great things planned out. So the best way to do that is just to follow us on Instagram at the Beauty Boost _Louisville.
Okay, great.
Our next event is actually this month on the 25th, so September 25th. It's a Thursday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. The theme of the event is the reset ritual. So we're gonna have yoga, we're gonna have breath work, and we're really just gonna be working on like aligning like our goals and ambitions and things to this upcoming fall season, right? Because a lot of us kind of probably got out of routine in the summer.
Yeah.
And so just kind of getting back in alignment with all of that stuff. So it's going to be very intentional work that we're going to be doing at this event.
Oh, I love that. I'm excited to come.
Yeah. What's the best way to get involved with EmpowerHER Connect?
Yes, we're on social media. We're on Instagram. EmpowerHER Connect is our Instagram handle, and we also have a monthly newsletter. If you go to empowerherconnect.com, and there is a newsletter sign up. So we send a newsletter out on the first of each month with upcoming events, what's going on in the community, words from women, just business tips, all the fun stuff that you have in your inbox. So that's the easiest way to just kind of keep track. Also, of course, we're on Facebook as well, Empower Connect. But yeah, just showing up, showing up to the event. First of the year, we're going to be launching her inner circle.
Oh.
So I'm excited for that. Exclusive, like networking, where you're really able to intentionally, network and really dive deep in building relationships and having that close knit community. So
I love that. I'm excited.
So yeah, so
excited to hear more about that.
Yeah, more details coming about that. But yeah, our next event is going to be a networking event. We do networking and then workshops too. So our next one is going to be networking, and that is actually going to be held at the Presley Post on November 13th. It's a Thursday as well, from 6 to 8, and it's going to be really fun. We'll have speakers there, just many keynote speakers from women in the community who are running businesses or business owners, or involved, just in business itself, just to share their how they went from, you know, kind of like surviving to thriving, like how they built their story basically. So it'll be a really good opening where you get to learn and just hear some inspiring words from women. We'll also have a branding photographer there, so they'll be providing, headshots or a branding photo.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be a fun time. I'm excited.
I'm excited as well. I'll definitely be there.
Yeah. To wrap up today, thank you all for listening in.
This was inspiring or helpful for you. We'd love to hear your all's thoughts. But that wraps us up.
I am Leslie with EmpowerHER Connect,
And I'm Sierra with the Beauty Boost.
and we hope to see you at one of our future events.